All right, we're back with episode 3. Joel and Taylor. It's February 7th, 2022. Doing episode 3. Obviously, those some big trades in the NBA went down. So thought we'd start by discussing those. The most recent one, Karis LeVert getting traded from the Pacers to the Cleveland Cavs. The Cavs get a second-round pick in the deal via Miami.
And Pacers receive Ricky Rubio.
What is this, like we're just going to go two-parter? Yes, okay. They get Ricky Rubio, a first-round pick, the second-round pick by Houston, and a 2027 second-round pick by Utah. So what are your initial thoughts on this?
I think it's a salary dump because the Cavs wanted to get younger anyhow. Rubio is a good backup point guard, and the Pacers are rebuilding. They just got 3 first-round picks, so basically 2 were protected. So whether the Cavs do bad or not, they're going to have a good future, with those picks. I think the Cavs got a steal. Jared Allen and LeVert played together in the Nets a few years ago, and they had a good connection. So there's a lot of chemistry already there.
That's a good point.
I think that for, LeVert, it's a great thing. He's going to go to the playoffs. And
I really like the deal for the Cavs. You can definitely hear you chewing those chips in the background, but
not like Moose Munch. Snyder's let us down tonight, folks.
Yes, the pretzel bits that we love so much did not have as much flavor as they used to.
Maybe not enough cheddar cheese.
Maybe it was an old bag, but this is very pertinent to the topic. But
okay.
Okay. I like the deal for the Cavs. I think they're trying to make some noise in the playoffs. I don't think they're a real contender yet for a championship, but I could see them winning 2 rounds maybe.
Yeah, I argue that the Cavs, they're not, as you put it, championship contender, but they definitely made a good case that they're building around Sexton, Garland, Jared Allen, and all their young guns.
It's a good young core to have.
And I don't know Rondo, and they have Lauri Markkanen, Cedi Osman. Everyone's playing their role. They have a pretty solid team in the East. And getting LeVert, you get another scoring option. You could be a third or fourth now with Sexton being injured.
Yeah, I don't.
Unless he comes back during the playoffs.
I've got LeVert in fantasy, and I'm thinking he's probably not going to be scoring as much, but I could see the efficiency going up a bit because a lot of the pressure is going to be taken off of him. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
The Cavs, they've been making good moves, drafting smart. They're usually kind of known as a lower tier organization, but I think they're getting back there.
All right. They didn't get a first-round pick the last couple of years besides Darius Garland, Colin Sexton. And, they thought that franchise wouldn't go anywhere without LeBron. They rebuilt properly. They're, competing for the top 3 seeds. So we'll see how that goes. The next trade I wanted to talk about, as recent as the 4th of February, is the Trailblazers decided to trade their guard forwards, Norman Powell and Robert Covington, to the Los Angeles Clippers for Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and a 2025 second-round pick. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first thought is I thought I was hosting the show, but that's all right. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I don't know what the hell the Trailblazers are doing. They're just
I think
they make these trades and then they send off the pieces they trade for. I didn't know what they were doing with the Norman Powell deal last year. I thought that was kind of dumb. And now, they get rid of, obviously, what they traded for Norman Powell and Robert Covington, who they signed. And I guess it just didn't really, work out. Didn't equate to much winning this year. Although Lillard's been hurt. They're rebuilding. I get it. But, Yeah, it's just a
You
whole
hit the
lot of
nail on the
nothing.
coffin with your thoughts. I'm kind of around there too. I was gonna say, I really don't know what the Trailblazers front office is doing. I mean, they got Keon Johnson, who's a young player. I mean, Bledsoe's again like another salary dumper. I mean, plays decent defense. I guess Till Lillard.
He's solid, but it's
yeah,
not like he's not a needle mover really
yeah. I
anymore.
mean, I don't think they're really competing this year, and based off their record, I think they're just accepting it's full rebuild until Lillard gets healthy. And I don't know what they're doing with CJ McCollum. We'll see by the deadline on Thursday.
I've heard whisperings that he could end up on the Knicks.
I heard that as well, but I mean, I think the trade has made the Clippers look pretty solid without even Kawhi and Paul George playing.
Yeah, it's a nice move for them, I guess, but
I mean,
where are they going if Kawhi doesn't come back this year?
I mean, Paul George might not either. He has a torn ulnar collateral ligament,
Right,
and
like-
you can't rush that either. So, I mean, I think it was a good trade for the Clippers. I wouldn't say fleece the Trailblazers, but Justice Winslow and Bledsoe are really cutting the needle. And that second round pick, unless it's,
Yeah, I mean, it clearly makes the Clippers better, at least
I feel
for
like the
now.
Trailblazers did it to dump really the, Norman Powell
Yeah.
pickup last year, but I find it really odd that the Trailblazers traded him within a year of picking him up. They traded Gary Trent Jr. for him, which Gary Trent Jr. is having a pretty terrific season with the Toronto Raptors.
Oh my god, yeah.
And Norman Powell was having a pretty solid season. I mean,
He is. He missed some time, but he's definitely having a
with
good
his
year.
debut with the Clippers last night, he put up 28, 6, and 5, I'm pretty sure, or something.
It was only a couple minutes, too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not like too many.
But, he's a pretty efficient shooting guard, and it's a good pickup. I mean, interchangeable lineups is what the NBA is going for, so good for the Clippers. Any other thoughts?
Not on those trades.
The last,
You want to talk about what? The Cam Reddish deal?
Well, we can talk about that. There's another one in between there, but
Oh, Bryn Forbes?
I thought that that 3-team trade was, beneficial in a sake.
I always forget which Hernan Gomez is
So-
which one.
All right, well, the Nuggets traded for guard Bryn Forbes, who played for the Spurs now, his second time this year. I guess the Spurs just did that to fill out their roster, but he's a solid scorer. He played for the Bucks last year. He was looking for a big contract, didn't get it, so it's a good pickup for the Nuggets, get another scorer while Jamal Murray's out.
Yeah. I mean, I get why the Nuggets did it. They need warm bodies, and Bryn Forbes is a good player.
Yeah.
Good bench player.
The Spurs received Juancho Herman Gomez, the small forward.
I'd never seen him play on the Spurs. Did he even get any minutes?
He played actually on the Celtics this year. He was
Oh, right.
from the Timberwolves.
It's the
He's
3-team.
Yeah. So.
And the Celtics got Bol.
And they got PJ Dozier, who's a
PJ
pretty
Dozier.
solid
He's
small
nice.
forward. But I mean, he only played.
He's hurt though. He's out for the year.
But I think the Celtics did that trade because after this year they don't have a lot of people in
I
contract.
actually like PJ Dozier.
Yeah, he's a solid pickup, and Bobo. I mean, he has the potential to be much better. So
I just want to see them unleash
I
Bol.
hope you might. I mean, they don't after Al Horford. I don't think they have many centers on their roster after this year. So
The world needs to see Bol.
Manute Bol's son might be killing.
He could be better than Manute Bol though. But we'll never know because giant, tall guys like him and Boban for some reason just are like never allowed to play consistently.
Very quiet so far in the trade deadline. And before that trade, you were going to mention. I wanted your thoughts.
Oh, the Cam Reddish deal to the Knicks.
Doesn't seem like Cam Reddish is getting major minutes yet. I heard rumblings that Tom Thibodeau wasn't a big fan of that trade, but they trade away some other players. Maybe he'll get more minutes. It sounds like the Knicks aren't invested in Randall, Kemba, or Fournier.
I think they should just be playing Cam Reddish at this point. Like, what are the Knicks playing for? The play-in game where they're going to lose? Like, Thibodeau is frustrating because he's a good coach, but he's of the mindset of, like, win games at all costs. And the cost is you're not developing some of these players that have real potential, like Reddish and RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin. Well, he's playing Barrett. I mean, Barrett's playing pretty well.
Yeah, but
he's inconsistent.
they should, make
he's
Barrett
second.
the number one option, not Randall. They should have went by
It would be
that.
nice. It'd be nice if they had a point guard.
Well, Kemba tried.
That thing you sent me with Julius Randle doing the Beyblade spin cycle is pretty funny. He does do that stupid spin a lot. It's just like out of control looking. Just made a nice one there.
Well, the other trade you want to talk about?
You think Durant is going to get traded? I mean, Harden. Not Durant.
I mean, it's so crazy because I keep reading, that he's committed to the Nets, and then I heard that's just like a smoke screen, just like how he was in Houston.
It seems like he's checked out, but who knows? You can't tell if a guy's actually hurt or not. But
I think his hamstring didn't fully heal. He played through it during the playoffs last year, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he's just playing poor right now because of his injury.
Yeah, the Nets are a mess.
But the Nets really need to make a change up anyhow because they're getting close. They lost 8 straight. They're getting close to the play-in themselves. And
is it possible for them to trade Kyrie?
Well, he only is eligible to play 10 more games. Road games.
Yeah, but if he's traded to, like, the Charlotte Hornets, say, he could play at home.
I don't know the
there.
vaccine rules in Charlotte.
Yeah, you're allowed to.
Oh.
The only cities are Philadelphia, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, and New York, obviously.
So, I mean, it's possible. I think.
But there's no one's talking about that. Like it's not, like.
Well, the rumblings might be true though that Ben Simmons and a filler like Danny Green or Seth Curry have been mentioned for like James Harden. I would be highly concerned if I was a Nets fan right now because of their record. So I think a change-up might happen.
I'm beyond concerned. I'm like.
I mean,
I'm almost like it's over.
I mean, honestly, it might not be a bad move to get Ben Simmons because he's young, and after KD and Kyrie leave and are off the books, like you can still build around at least him and some other players.
Well,
like Duke Davis, Cam Thomas are still there.
If Harden is out after this year, I could see maybe trading him for Ben Simmons. But to me, it's like, isn't there any other better fit? Like, better player we can get than Ben Simmons? Like, everyone's like, that's the only option.
Well,
no one's like, there's no other team that wants James Harden. I don't think that's possible.
Well, I've heard other teams are interested. Like, Houston wasn't opposed to having a reunion with him, but
I don't think that would happen.
Well, you have to remember, a player has to agree to be traded sometimes.
Right, he's not going to want to go there.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't work out, but this. As the clock is ticking, we'll see more news break out. I heard Jeremiah Grant was specifically said to him that he's safe and the Pistons aren't trading him. That's what they told him, but could also be traded to the Wizards after being told that. We've seen in the past of other players. So
yeah, I could see it. I'd take pretty much anyone from them.
For the Pistons?
Oh, like the Wizards.
Oh, well, they're gonna blow it up too. Experiment with Dinwiddie and Beal isn't working, and Beal, unless he signs his extension soon, I don't see them keeping him.
Well, that could work, but I don't know if they'd do it for Harden, but who knows? The Nets say they're not trading him. Woj says they're not shopping him, but you never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah, I think every GM in the NBA right now during the trade deadline is pretty on the phones, as they say, making calls,
I think there's going to be a lot of movement, but you never know. Sometimes it's quiet.
I still stick from episode 2 that I think there's going to be a big 4-team trade. We'll see as we get closer to Thursday. I think it's 2:30 when the clock shuts off for the trades, but
I'll be waiting with bated breath.
And that's it. I mean, is there any speculated trades you think might happen for the Nets or other teams? To benefit other teams? I mean, I think
Schroeder is as good as gone. I know he said that already, but
I think the Lakers might buy into that trade with the Rockets and just take if the Rockets really want that first round pick from the Lakers to do the swap for John Wall. I think the Lakers are gonna ask for Eric Gordon or Christian Wood.
Yeah, I think Christian Wood has a pretty good chance of being traded. Although I think they should just keep him, but I don't know the contracts. I think he's on a 3-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
So this is year 2. We'd have 1 more year. and obviously they're not going anywhere. Maybe if they could get like
That's
a
what I
young
said. I
guy,
saw,
yeah, like Horton Tucker maybe or something.
yeah, and maybe Nunn, and maybe. As a Laker fan, I think they should trade Malik Monk because they can't afford him next year unless they clear up cap space and get rid of Russell Westbrook.
Really, just opening up minutes for Şengün is the important part for the Rockets.
Yeah, he's pretty solid, and they have Garuba that they drafted. So
Then maybe one of the bigs from the Pistons. Pacers is probably going to be gone, right?
I heard a lot of rumors about Sabonis, Miles Turner as well. But even if the Pacers are sellers so far, they got rid of LeVert. It depends. I mean,
I don't know how you
do the right
could get
deal.
rid of Miles Turner. He's a monster.
Well, they have to get rid of one of them.
Yeah.
That chemistry was there, but it's just not working out. That experiment of
I think
power forward centers.
I think it's going to be Sabonis. That's
yeah.
Just because Turner's hurt right now, I'm pretty sure.
It's like a fractured foot.
So I don't know. No team's going to want him for this year, probably, or unless there's good news on his foot. But obviously, if they get a medical on him.
I mean, I've been reading that he might be back after All-Star break, but you never know with setbacks and stuff. So.
Season's winding down kind of quickly, though.
Yeah, last 30-something games.
I'm thinking, getting worried Jamal Murray is probably not going to come back.
Yeah.
Maybe for the playoffs, if they make it. They're pretty solid in there.
Yeah, they're like around 6. They're hovering.
Okay, so
but
maybe around the play. I don't know.
Depends. We've mentioned a couple times, these players, you never know what they're thinking and where the pieces might be moved. So we'll see.
Did you watch any of the Pro Bowl?
I did.
Really?
A little disappointed. It's not as interesting as when I used to watch it.
It's not. It's utter garbage is what it is.
Yeah.
I turned it on for 2 seconds because I forgot what time it started.
5-10 minutes and I was like, all right.
I saw they were playing two-hand touch and I almost threw my remote and then I just changed it.
I just don't understand the point of putting those players in that, and it makes it look goofy. It's
dumb.
we want to see them actually
You got to throw some kind of incentive in there for them to play. Like we've seen it with the NBA where they do the winner gets a certain amount for charity.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
They need to adapt to the times or make it more interesting because it was kind of boring. But anyway,
that was horrible. But
before we end this episode, we have our Super Bowl predictions. I'm sticking with the Bengals. Joe Burrow.
You taking him? You mean with the points, or who's going to win?
Who's going to win? I think it's going to be another barn burner, as they say.
I like the Rams. I just think they're such a better team. I'm just worried McVay is going to tighten up like he always does.
I'll be totally honest, even if I'm wrong, but I'm going to stick with my pick that the Bengals are going to win. I wouldn't be mad because big fan of Stafford. Said that on episode 2. After all those years he put up on the Lions.
Final score prediction?
I'm going to go with something low.
I thought you said it was going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, but
just in it's a good game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 28-25.
Okay. I will say it's going to be 23-22 Rams win.
Yeah. Wow.
Something like that.
I feel like the Bengals are going to have to score a lot against the Rams. But
yeah, but the Rams D is solid. I mean, Bengals gave up 9 sacks to the Titans. I think Aaron Donald's probably going to have a field day.
That's true.
But, you never know. Maybe they'll scheme something. Zach Taylor has been pretty good this year as the coach.
Yeah, he has.
Who knows? The Super Bowl always seems to be kind of weird, It's not a normal game. And then the fans there are all
and they also changed defensive
who knows
schemes.
Where.
But we'll see. I'm excited, and I hope everyone else is.
Yeah. Do you hear about that Kamara? He got like that domestic violence kind of thing or something.
I heard
These guys go to Las Vegas and they don't know how to act.
Yeah, they get a little too drunk and start getting into fights with their own wives, girlfriends, etc.
Shout out to John Jones.
Yeah.
Every time he
Shout
goes
out
to
to Ray
Vegas.
Rice.
Yeah. I don't know if that was in Vegas though.
I was gonna say the fact that he brought his name up. I saw some weird rumblings that since he did that, the team might get rid of him, and he might go to the Seahawks.
It just goes to show though, if you have talent, you will be forgiven.
Yeah. I mean, Antonio Brown got how many chances? 3?
I think like 8.
I said 3. But yeah. I mean, I really think.
I don't know the details on it, so I'm not going to
saw it, but
I
don't know what to say. Really, it's disappointing that athletes, especially in NFL, with recent controversies the last couple.
Yeah,
of years.
it seems a lot. I mean, who knows?
I
guess it just goes on more than you know about, and just because we hear about it because they're athletes, it seems like there's so many athletes with like domestic violence issues.
I mean, look,
but it probably just goes on a lot more than you think.
Take away all that. What about Josh Gordon? He's another, as you said, talent takes you so far.
If you strike your significant other, you're a coward.
Agreed. You don't support the hitting of women.
Only in pro wrestling.
Yes.
Then it's acceptable and encouraged.
Well, I think that's
wrap it up. Kind of a short episode today, but we'll probably do another one fairly soon. Just wanted to address those trades
and rumors.
Yeah. All right. Till next time.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Joel. Adios.